To produce this jacket, it requires around 3,000 kilograms of water.
The textile industry is one of the most polluting in the world. It's responsible for 10% of greenhouse gas emissions, 20% of the polluted water streams, and releases 500,000 tons of microfibres into the ocean every year, mostly because of the chemicals used to color our clothes. Cotton production, one of the main components we rely on to make our clothes, uses nearly 4% of the drinking water available in the world.
The transporting logistics related to the supply and distribution of the clothing industry also significantly contributes to the emissions of CO2. With the rise of fast fashion, most brands source their textiles from countries like China, Ethiopia, and Bangladesh. The manufacturing industry in those countries is very attractive due to the lack of regulations around labor wages and working conditions, which entails another problem. Brands take advantage of extremely low labor costs.
The negative social impacts of the industry are devastating. Precarious conditions for workers, poor work safety, long hours, indecent wages, child labor, and more. Yet the world still consumes about 100 billion clothes every year, and it doesn't look like it will decrease anytime soon.
Meet Ecocitex, a Chilean social company that sells 100% recycled textile products to more than 250 women-led businesses with a mission to eradicate textile waste from Chile. Ecocitex aims to tackle the textile pollution problem by recycling donated textiles and textile waste into new materials and by employing women and low-income communities across Chile in the process.
Let's see how it works. First, the company collects clothing and textiles discarded by individuals and companies. For damaged clothes, as it requires a more rigorous recycling process, individuals must pay $1 per kilo and companies must pay $2 per kilo. Employees carefully sort out the ones in good condition from the ones that can't be reused in their actual state.
Apparels and textiles in good shape are either sold or donated to people in need. The other clothes go through a more sophisticated recycling process. First, they are sorted by color. Then, they enter a machine that cuts them into tiny pieces and shuffles them to match the color. No water or dyes is used in the process.
The pieces of clothing are then shredded and turned into textile fleece before being sanitized to kill any remaining bacteria. The fleece enters another machine that untangles the fibers and converts them into textile fleece reeds.
At the end of the process, torsion is applied to the textile fleece rib to make it more resistant. And there you go! You finally obtain a fully recycled clothing yarn, which is available in the store or directly shipped to the client. All the clothing that cannot be turned into recycled textile yarn or cards is transformed into stuffing.
And that's how Ecocitex creates a zero-waste circular model. In addition to considerably reducing the carbon emissions related to the textile industry, Ecocitex is committed at a social level. The company trains and employs formerly incarcerated women in its production facility, providing them with access to technical roles that have been historically reserved to men.
Each year, Ecocitex recycles between 60 to 70 tons of clothes, recirculating over 30,000 clothing items in the industry, which considerably contributes to reducing carbon emissions associated with the textile industry.
The company regularly donates a significant portion of its recycled goods to vulnerable communities with limited access to clothing.
Further to that, their commitment to considerably close the gender gap in the industry has already helped a lot of Chilean women get access to higher positions and achieve financial independence.
Next time we go shopping, let's try to avoid brands who actively take part in the fast fashion industry.
And buying less clothes of a higher quality and that lasts longer in time is probably one of the most sustainable actions we can do.
That's a yarn for today.
Stay tuned for the next episode.